All right, guys, we are officially stuck. We're stuck. We can't move. We can't get the slide in. We can't get on the road. So we got to figure this out. I don't know.
Well, good morning, friends. We are attempting this morning to exit and move on to Carowinds Camp Wilderness. But when I tried to move the slide in the bedroom I did it without following our checklist. Those are why those are so important. Turns out that the slide moved a little bit and then it stopped. So we are at the moment trying to do this with, the manual, following the manual closely, and actually we're making progress. We didn't necessarily need to call an RV tech, though we looked one up. And so we just wanted to kind of fill you in that sometimes you can do things that you didn't never have done it before and be successful. So I'm still hoping for success.
Okay, so here is your slide motor. This little switch up here, lever, that's what disconnects the motor from this shaft. So once you pull that lever down, the motor is no longer connected to the shaft. Then come over here into the other bay, because that shaft runs all the way over to the other end of the slide. And then we just take a pair of channel locks and move that rod while Maureen pushes on it from the outside. And that's how we were able to manually retract the slide. I'm pretty sure what happened is there's a relay somewhere or a fuse from the battery to that motor, because the wall switch in the bedroom works fine, so we don't have a problem there. It's not the slide controller, and I'm pretty sure it's not the motor itself. But for right now, we need to get on the road, so we're going to pull it in manually, relock it, which is, once we get it in, we'll put that lever back up and zip tie it in position so it can't unlock going down the road, and then we'll figure out the controller part later on. All right, so phase one is complete. We have successfully gotten the slide in. So now what we got to do is lock the motor back in place, which keeps the slide from coming out and going down the road. Then we're going to use a zip tie to hold that lock in place. We'll show you how that's done at the end.
Already in place right here?
Yep.
So we got one end and the other end, and then the switch has got to be
in the up position.
Which
like,
does it? Did you verify
that
it?
way?
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Okay. All right. So there we are, all zip tied up, ready to go down the road. Slide is in. So the last part we're going to do, and I'll show you in a second, we're going to take our channel locks and we're going to try to move the slide. We think it's locked. We're going to verify that it's locked before we go down the road. We think we have the motor locked back in, because that holds the slide in place. We're going to take our channel locks and we're going to attempt to move the slide out to make sure that it's locked and it's safe to go down the road, and it is not moving. So we're safe to go down the road.
All right.
And Ricky always says, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't doing it right.
Ricky from RV Underway.
RV Underway.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky, because I think I'm doing it right.
All right.
Overview of our route. We're leaving from Charlotte, going down through Columbia. A couple of reasons for that. We're basically just really tired of running up and down I-85, and we want to avoid the worst of Atlanta traffic. And there's really no harvest host or anything close to Atlanta other than one there in Lawrenceville that's kind of crowded to get into. One rest stop along the way, and then we're going to make our way west over toward a harvest host over in Rutledge, Georgia. A really nice place called CJ Orchards. We'll be there for the evening. At long last, we are finally heading south for the winter, away from all the ice and snow. This is a first for us, so we hope we're really going to enjoy it. So hope we have a good, safe trip today, and I hope everybody else stays safe on the road too. So just fueled up here at the Loves in Fort Mill, South Carolina. If you're coming through this area, just know that as a general rule, the fuel in South Carolina is always cheaper than the fuel in North Carolina, and that's just because of a difference in the road taxes. So we use the TSD logistics card. I'll put a link in the description below to a video from Mark from our journey in Miles. Does a great video about the whole TSD logistics program, but suffice it to say, it saves you a lot of money on the fuel. And depending on how much you're moving around, fuel is a pretty big part of your expenses. The other thing I just want to say, Maureen and I used to drive trucks for a while, and our instructor went to great pains to make sure we understood and had it drilled into our head that anytime we're out of the truck on foot around one of these truck stops, whether you're moving from the parking area into the building or coming from the building back to your rig, crossing these fuel bays, keep your head on a swivel, be alert for trucks moving around, because some of these guys, quite frankly, can be kind of reckless, and it goes without saying that they do a lot of damage if you were to be hit. So you got to exercise extreme caution. If you're going to walk in front of a truck and it's running, you need to make sure you have eye contact with that driver. But anyway, just a safety tip, something that we learned along the way, and we're always extremely careful when we're on foot around these trucks. Sad part is somebody who works for the government thought they needed a sign to show people that this was a dead end. Sometimes I just don't understand things. All right, we're off to our harvest host location for the evening, which is CJ Orchards in Rutledge, Georgia. It's not very far off of I-20, which makes it very convenient if you're transiting through this area. One note of caution: if you use your GPS to get here, it's going to bring you to the farmhouse, which is not where the parking area is. The host location is very clear about this. You don't follow the GPS that takes you to the farmhouse. Your parking area is actually across the road. There's a flat area where you can enter the parking area. Directly opposite the driveway, there's a harvest host sign there, and you pull down along these trees. There's a picnic table, nice flat parking area, super quiet. But if you have to cross this drainage ditch, and if you have a low slung rig like a Airstream, please make sure that you cross it at an angle. The salsa, the barbecue sauce, and the peach honey were all lovely. We had a wonderful, nice, quiet evening there. Super quiet place to stay. The owner's son is actually the elected sheriff of the county, so it's hard to find a safer location to spend the night. It was just a wonderful, quiet, restful night's sleep. So we highly recommend CJ Orchards. All right, so it feels good to finally be on the road, officially on the road, I guess. We spent the last, 3 months?
3 months tooling around Charlotte.
Well, not around Charlotte.
Well,
the Carolinas.
Carolinas, yeah.
But we got to see both sides of the family for the holidays, Christmas. That was wonderful. We got our maintenance done.
Yep.
So now we're finally, for the very first time, officially snowbirds.
Ooh, yeah, heading south.
Yeah, I am overjoyed to not have to worry about ice and snow for this year. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah. And I hope weather seems to not want to cooperate totally, because we'll have probably some rain tomorrow. So.
Yeah, it'll be a little rain on the way down, but it shouldn't be too bad.
Not to worry.
So what'd you think of your harvest host?
Oh man, I thought it was the greatest. Not as to me. The equestrian center was.
I was about to say
that's.
If the equestrian center had had peach salsa.
Yeah, exactly. But let me tell you, they didn't have peach salsa, but CJ's Orchard did, and oh my gosh, it was. We had salsa quesadillas last night, or quesadillas, and added the peach salsa, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
So definitely, that's wonderful, and I think looking forward to getting down to the beach. I want to see the. Well, actually, I've never. No, I have seen the golf before. So yeah.
Yeah, you came to see me.
I
did a project down there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We went down to Gulf State Park, hung out a little bit.
So we'll be back to those places and can't wait. And
yeah. So in the morning we're out of here.
Yep.
Headed on down to our final winter. What are we going to call it?
Layover.
Layover or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, our Gulf Shores hangout for the wintertime.
Yep.
So anyway, thanks for following, guys.
Yep. Keep again. Don't forget, if you want to keep up with us, subscribe. Definitely hit that bell to keep up with our videos, future notifications, and hit that like button if you feel like you really want to see more, and it'll really help us out too. So, all right. See you next time.
See you next time.